Hey guys, this is Rudy. I just wanted to make a quick video with some ideas and thoughts. And it's Sunday. It's a beautiful day in Texas, and my wife and I just got back from church. And I got to tell you that it is just good for the soul to hang around moral, decent, respectful, considerate people, church-going, God-fearing people. And I know that a lot of our churches have been corrupted, and that we've got these parasites of the pulpit and these prosperity preachers, but the one down the road is not like that. And it is just a good, there's children running around and just wholesome people. It looks like the phone's ringing, but in any event, I wanted to share a quote from Samuel Adams. The phone will keep ringing there. And I think this quote is a powerful quote, and it's so powerful I just wanted to read it. I know this will be redundant for a lot of you, but there was a video I saw by Compatriot Gun, I believe, and hopefully I pronounced that right, but his video was "We need leaders," and I do think that's true. Matter of fact, there's a Chinese saying that a friend of mine told me, and I thought it was a powerful saying, and the Chinese saying was, when the lions are gone, or when the lions are away, the monkeys rule the jungle. Now, I think that's what we have in society today. We have bedlam all throughout our society because the lions, the righteous leaders of our country, are not standing up. If they are standing up, they're not getting any attention. So we do need righteous leaders to stand up and to remind everybody about why we have the freedoms that we have and what this country is all about as far as freedom and liberty, respect for the individual, things like that. But let me read this quote from Samuel Adams, and it's a very powerful quote, and this may be redundant for a lot of you, but here it is. "If ye love wealth greater than liberty, the tranquility of servitude better than the animated contest of freedom, go home from us in peace. We ask not your counsel nor your arms. Crouch down and lick the hands that feed you. May your chains set lightly upon you, and may posterity forget that ye were our countrymen." That's a very powerful quote from Samuel Adams, and I wanted to share that because I think that we need people like that today, and it's becoming apparent that we have a lack of leadership, and there's so many different ways this thing can pan out, and I've just racked my brain with what are some of the things that I can see happening. And I know that everything is in God's control, but God did not make robots, and He did not make puppets. He expects us to act within the best of our ability and not to sit back and let the whole world go to hell. I don't know if the Lord is coming back in 1 year, 1 month, 1 day, or 1,000 years. Okay, we've had some huge trials and tribulations throughout the history of mankind, and I'm going to do my best to fight for righteousness and justice, because I want to make a better world for our children. If nothing else, we have to do it for our children, and we have to, just keep fighting until our last breath. But having stated that, I can see, this is just events on the horizon. I'll go through them quickly, and I promise I'll wrap this up. But we all know that another false flag event is on the horizon. I know 9/11 was a false flag event. You got Gulf of Tonkin was a false flag event. There's potential false flag events that can occur any day now, and that could change the whole situation as far as the dynamics of how things occur. We also have potential riots, but I don't think that we should do that, and I don't think that it will happen from the perspective of it just plays into the hands of the New World Order elite. If we started rioting in the streets, if that actually was to occur in the United States of America, and armed resistance, then it just, the jackbooted thugs would come in, and then the common people, the good people, would be fighting the local governments and these jackbooted thugs. If they do send in international troops that are being paid by the dishonest money system of the Federal Reserve, all of that just plays into the elitist hands. They want that to happen. They would just sit back in their mansions or their lavish lifestyles, and they would laugh at us all. So I don't think that works to our advantage at all, and I don't think it's a good thing to promote rioting in the streets. And it's simply because we're not going to get a chance to take out the New World Order elite. It would just be us fighting against paid mercenaries, and what good does that do? That doesn't do anybody any good. So I want to offer this last thought, and here's the revolution that established the United States was built on not paying our taxes to Britain, and ultimately that's what it's going to have to boil down to in this situation as well. if we want to really stick it to the New World Order and bring down their fraudulent system that rapes and pillages all the honest, hardworking, upright people of the United States, we've got to stop feeding the system. And we do need righteous leaders. I don't know who these leaders will be. I don't even want to go into that discussion, but we do need eloquent, educated, righteous leaders. And we have to get behind them to become not only a political force, but a financial force. And then what these leaders can do, and this is going to be like a very dangerous message to put out, but if a leader was to call for a tax revolt of hundreds of thousands of people across the United States, or even millions of people, that's guaranteed it would make these New World Order elitist, greedy bastards shaking their boots, because then our whole system would come tumbling down because we're not feeding it anymore. Now, I don't know who the leaders are that would call for that so we could all do it simultaneously, because if hundreds of thousands or if millions of people do it at the same time, you can't put millions of people in jail. You just simply can't do it. But ultimately, that's the only solution, the peacefulest solution I can think of that would cause the New World Order elitist bastards to shake in their boots, and we could begin to take our country back and to take our lives back and our liberties back. It's exactly the same situation that happened when this country was started. It was a tax revolt against Britain. No taxation without representation. We're not getting represented in this fraudulent BS government, and it's Sunday and I don't want to put any cuss words in here, but anytime I talk about the government, it's like the cuss words start bubbling up, and I want to control myself. I don't want to be known as the guy who gets on YouTube and cusses all the time. But anyway, this thing has to come down to a tax revolt. That's the ultimate solution. We have to do it, and there has to be a leader who calls for it, and it has to happen with thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people, so nobody gets stuck in jail. That's my thought for the day. I hope everyone has a great day, and no matter what happens, I don't know what's going to happen in the upcoming weeks. It looks bleak, but no matter how desperate things get out there in the world, it's never any good reason to throw away your morality. Abide by the inner moral compass that God has given you. And when we get to the next level and we look back on this earth, let's not be ashamed of what we did. Let's hold to our inner moral compass and godly principles up until our last breath. And let's treat everybody how we want to be treated. Let's love our family. Go find your family. Go find your kids. Go find your parents and hug them. And let's make every day count. But that's all I got to say. God bless you all and take care.